heartbreak for Newcastle as they draw in the last minutes of the game. Was it a penalty? No fucking way. Newcastle end up getting a point at Parc des Princes in PSG. They played really well the first half. Brilliant defending all round from them until the very end, but they got done over by a VAR check. Now, is it the way we interpret it in the Premier League, where if it hits off a body part and, you know, it hits a hand, it's not handball? Or is it that Europe have got it wrong and they've just, you know, their interpretation is it's hit the hand, it's handball? Because you've saw it given a lot in the Champions League where I've been like, hang on. In the Premier League, they never give that as handball. So the way someone's rules, they're different and they're not how they're supposed to be, and it's causing a bit of confusion, and it cost Newcastle the game here. Got spoon. Newcastle will be needing to feed themselves after that bloody hard-fought point, which should have been 3 points realistically. We get to the goal where Donnarumma, he just seems to be terrible in the games where they're big. The ball comes in, I think it's Almiron who shoots, saved, parried to Isak. Isak slots it away, a nice little tap in. I can't remember, I think he did it sometime in the first game against Newcastle, but it was similar. Newcastle came out the blocks. They have to obviously defend the PSG pace. Dembele, Mbappe, and Warner. He played really well, that Asian guy. I can't quite remember his name, but he was their man at match until probably, you might give it Mbappe if he bloody scored. But, you know, Newcastle take the lead, and obviously they didn't get as many goals as they did in the St James's Park, where they're absolutely thumping them, but they had their chances. There was few and far between, not as many, and they obviously defended. They've got a great record of keeping clean sheets. All this, they defended a bit earlier than like they maybe would have liked. Mbappe and that. But look, throughout the first half, they controlled the second half as well. They were sort of comfortable out of possession. It was only until like the really last 10 minutes where PSG piled on the pressure on and on and on. And obviously, you had everyone putting their bodies on the line. Fabian Schär, Nick Pope making some world-class saves. That one where it's like off his knee, incredible. He made 2 or 3 really good saves. It could have been 3-1 PSG. And you thought they're going to bloody do it until the referee goes to the fucking camera and he gives the penalty. I thought at first it went straight off his hand like that, but it hits his shoulder, then comes off his hand. And if you're taking the Premier League rules into account, they don't give that, and the referee didn't give it on field, so they would not even suggest him probably going to the bloody camera. He goes to the camera and he sees that the limb is out here in it, so I think he don't even care if it's off the chest. It's in an unilateral position, and he bloody gives the whistle. Nothing Nick Pope could really do. Yeah, it's a little bit above his hand. It's not proper top right, but, you know, you can't really do anything about those. And then bloody Mbappe does it. I mean, he had a few chances and he gets the goal, and now it puts that group in a tasty situation because Dortmund are top, they're through. AC Milan on the same points as Newcastle, so whoever wins that game, so one of them's got to win it, and they're all going to be going for it. If PSG don't beat Dortmund, then either Newcastle or AC Milan could go through. If whoever beats, you know, if one of those beats you, or if they draw, they're fucked. But it is at St James's Park, I believe, so they will be buzzing. I feel like Newcastle will probably win that game. Yes, it's Tonali's ex-team. I don't know if Tonali's injured at the moment, he weren't playing today, but they can definitely win. I feel like Newcastle will have that sort of momentum and try and batter AC Milan. If they concede first, that's where it's a bit iffy, you know what I mean? But will PSG not beat Dortmund? They beat bloody Dortmund last time at the Parc des Princes, so I'm not sure about that. They'll just have to put up a performance, but if you're in Dortmund's shoes, why not play the second team? Give them a rest. You know, so it's catch-22. If Dortmund do manage to somehow get a draw or whatever, Newcastle will be buzzing. But I've got a feeling it's come down to the wire now, and it was the group of death, as it always is. So I really do hope that Newcastle can go through, but if not, I mean, if they beat AC Milan and the PSG win, they obviously get Europa League, so it's not the end of the world, but they will feel very hard done by because their 2 performances against PSG have been bloody amazing. Their best 2 out of their Champions League campaign so far. I felt against the AC Milan game, it was their first game, but it was a bit flat. They need to bring the energy again, and obviously losing against Dortmund twice was very, very bad, but goes down to the wire. They're not out of it yet completely. They've just got to rely on Dortmund doing some damage with the sucker punch, and elsewhere, bloody Man City coming from 2-0 down to winning 3-2. Haaland scoring again. Just Foden seemed to turn up out of nowhere. Incredible. I didn't quite watch the game, but I can imagine what it was like. Haaland scoring, Foden doing his usual tricks. Absolutely incredible. Some bangers. Barcelona winning, I think. At one point, Celtic were really close to beating Lazio. They got battered 2-0 out now, but It was exceptional football in the Champions League. That Leipzig game at one point, I was like, fucking hell, they're going to go win. But then Pep Guardiola's masterclass turns it around, and now we've got another bloody day of Champions League. Real Madrid, all this lot, it's crazy. Can Newcastle do it? The group of death has lived up to his name, and now we're all eyes on St James's Park, and I think it's at the Dortmund Stadium. They've got to deal with that atmosphere because the Geordies didn't. If PSG seemed to struggle with dealing that atmosphere, they got battered at St James's Park. If Dortmund just pile out and it's 2-0, 3-0, the Geordies will be buzzing, especially if they're winning against AC Milan. We'll have to see. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure you leave a like. See you guys in the next video.